we're going to start a level 1 training webinar. And basically the level 1 training webinar is to give you an introduction on what is available for you. It's not going to teach you how to do everything. It's going to just show you where things are, how to navigate around, how to get the answers that you're going to need throughout building your business. So we'll go ahead and jump in and get started real quick. The first thing that happens when you sign up is you receive a welcome letter. And this is what the welcome letter normally looks like. In the welcome letter, it'll give you the points of contact of who you should contact when you have issues or when you have questions. For example, when you have a product question, you go to the product people. You go to sales. When you have web or technical questions, you go to admin. When you have training questions, you go to careers. That way, each person has their own department and each person can get you the right question answered. If you contacted me personally about part number so-and-so and so-and-so, I have no idea. I might not know how to find it or how to get you the best price or any of that stuff, and it's just wasting your time. So one of the first things we tell you to do is make sure you contact the right person. In here it also gives your username and password, and it tells you then how to go reset your username and password. And in the welcome letter, it kind of gives you a guide. It tells you, do these steps in order. If you do these steps in order, you'll understand the system. Now, here's what's important for you guys to realize. Because we're not charging you a $30,000 franchise fee, you're not going to be inside of our training center, and we're not going to spend 3 days, 5 hours a day teaching you all of the systems and walking through, flipping through pages of the manuals for you. So you have to educate yourself. Now, if you want to pay the $30,000, please let me know, and I'll be happy to invite you in. But if you just spend the 5 to 8 hours of understanding this, then forever you'll get it. But understand that you're going to have 5 to 8 hours worth of a learning curve, making sure you understand the terminology, making you understand how the software works and how to order parts, how to look up stuff. But it's all very, very intuitive. It's very simple to use. You just have to kind of learn where the buttons are and where to find the answers. So in the welcome letter, we try to help you with that. We try to say, follow this path. So do yourself a favor and follow the path. Also in the welcome letter, it talks to you about going to sales support and reading a few things right from the beginning. One of the first things we tell you to do is read the frequently asked questions. There's 20 frequently asked questions that are asked every single day. And if you spend the few minutes to read those questions, you'll have those answers. They're very common questions like, how do I find this, or what do I do? Spend the time to read the frequently asked questions. And just follow the path, and it'll make sense. So since you get your welcome letter, let's go ahead to your admin and log in, and then we'll walk through this. So when you get to your admin, you go to inkmark.com/admin. You type in your username and password. And in this case, my username is Sales Demo. And when you log in, you'll have Sales Demo, your username, show up here in the upper right-hand corner. Now, if you click on your name, this is where you can then change your password. This is also where you get your affiliate tracking code right here, which we talked about in Level 3 training, or it's available to you on some training videos. If you click the admin home button, it'll take you back to your administration home, where it'll have these extra buttons to navigate around. So let's look around here just for 1 second before we get too far into the training, the welcome letter. In the welcome letter, it asks you to click on the Sales Support tab, and it asks you to go into another page called Sales Tools and look for Operational Tools. On that link, you're going to find a few items that will help you. And this is basically your first couple steps. Back here on the operational, these sales support pages back here, this is where you can find all of your marketing materials, all your sales and training materials, the how-to guides. You can find links again to the training videos. You can find step-by-step links to what different pages do on the website, for example. So I clicked on Contact Manager, and it shows you exactly how the Contact Manager tool works. In the welcome letter, it tells you to go to Sales Tools, Operational Tools, and in here it asks you to find a couple things. the first thing that it asks you to find is this item review checklist. This item review checklist is basically just that. It's just a checklist. It allows you to check off, yes, I've seen this, yes, I've seen that, yes, I've watched this video, yes, I've attended that training webinar, so that you got a good understanding of where things are. Right now, you need to understand there's a great amount of depth within the system. There's a lot of different marketing pieces. There's a lot of different avenues that you can learn and how to go after customers. And this basically just helps you make sure that you're getting exposed to those things. And things are being updated all the time. As a matter of fact, we just updated some really new, exciting stuff yesterday. It's not even on this checklist. But you want to get started here to make sure that you're getting the most out of what's there. Another thing that in that tool tells you to find is a site assessment checklist. And this site assessment form is basically a scratch pad. And that's all this is. And this will help you enter customers, set up the customer's account the right way. You don't have to use this. It's like it is. It's just a scratch pad. You can staple some customer's business card right up here to the top if you want. But what happens is that when you enter a customer, you can find out the point of contact. You can make a little note, yes, I've sent them a snap order icon. You can set up their passwords and things like that. But what's important about this is when you start building customers, you need to know what their printers are. You need to know what their series are, and this is really important, and this is in your frequently asked questions. And the reference that makes sense to that customer. So once you start having a little tool like this, or you know it, you've done it 20, 50 times, then you really don't need to worry about making sure you have every little dot crossed because you'll have it down. But in the beginning, having this information will make it go very smooth for you. So this is the second item that we ask you to look for in the welcome letter. The third item that we ask you to look for in the welcome letter is a customer entering practice sheet. And basically this is just a tool for you to start entering customers. And it progressively starts with the easy customer and gets harder by the 11th customer. So the 11th customer has multiple locations, multiple pieces of equipment, multiple ship-to addresses, and it gets a little more complex. After you enter about 10 customers, it's very simple. You'll understand where to push the buttons. You'll know how to set up quotes. You'll know how to do all kinds of different things. But this is just basically a guide, a little template to help you enter stuff. So that, okay, yes, I am entering a customer. I am picking different pieces of equipment. I am writing special notes and that type of thing. So once you find those three things, you'll be ready to get started and start practicing. So let's navigate around here a little bit, and we'll show you the administration area a little bit. So here's your admin. They all look the same. If you have a sales team underneath you, your admin will look just like your sales reps. The only difference is that you'll be able to see tiered reporting off of them. So let's look around. Here's our sales support link. This takes us to that other page that has a bunch of the sales and marketing materials, right? In your marketing materials, they'll have everything from banners to brochures to your business cards to posters to presentation folders. There's a tremendous amount of things that are back there that you have access to, and you're going to want to look around. You're going to want to see what's there. You're going to want to think about maybe what is a good sales approach for yourself. For example, here it would be a flyer for CPA firms. So we create specific industry flyers because we know these guys print a lot. We have the same kind of thing for medical firms and real estate firms. And if you come up with an idea that you think might be helpful, please share. The welcome letter actually tells you, please come up with your ideas. Let us know what we can do to try to help you grow your business. And if for some reason there's an industry or some flyer that you would like to see, more than likely we'll be happy to produce it. All of the marketing materials that we have are editable for you so that you can actually brand them with your name and your contact information. We want to make sure that the customers are contacting you and not us for simple questions. We want you to develop that relationship. One of the most used tools are going to be these right here. Your business cards, the reorder sticker, and this simple brochure that we give to our clients. So you want to find these things and you can brand them yourselves. Now, on the back of this brochure, it's really a 4-page little brochure, but what's nice about it, it's very inexpensive to produce because it's really only an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, printed on both sides and folded in half. And so it looks like a little 4-page brochure. And on the back, again, you can put your name and contact information. So you have access to this artwork file, so you can have your graphic artist put your name and contact number on it. And you can print this yourself if you wanted to, if you have a nice color laser printer, or you can send it to one of our print sources that we have available. The business card is a simple thing. We have a print source right now that's very inexpensive to print your business cards. And one of the first things you're going to want to do once you get started is establish your ID code. And this coupon code you might want to put on the back of your business card. And we're going to talk about that. So before you get your business cards printed, you want to come up with your special personalized code. The reorder stickers, you can print yourself. They're basically set up to be a Avery label template. All you got to do is put your name and phone number in there, hit print, and you can print hundreds of them or off of an Avery label, and it'll look real nice. And then when you get to a customer's account, you can write the customer's account number on there and stick it to their printer, and basically you've got them handcuffed to you. So these are really the tools you're going to use quite often. In this brochure, it tells the customer, go to inkmart.com and watch the video. So then it'll reaffirm our ordering made simple, and then by using our system, they'll save a bunch of time, a bunch of money, and that's really basically all we need to tell them. So your sales and marketing materials will be in here, your training materials will be in here, industry information will be in here. And this is important too because there's very little learning curve for you on building a product. We don't have to set up a store. We don't have to know how to fix a widget. We don't want you to try to drill and refill cartridges and fill them up with ink. So the learning curve on the industry is pretty small. All you need to really understand is the difference between the terminologies. What's the difference between an OEM and a compatible? You want to make sure you know how to get to our warranties so the customers can see our warranties. You want to understand how we can actually warranty their printers. If the customer uses our product, we'll even warranty their printers. And so you want to know that. You want to be able to find that, and you'll find that in here. So in your sales support tab, basically, this is images of the website. Here's links to training videos. I'm going to be creating another training video actually this weekend. Somebody had a good idea. So if you have ideas, again, share them. Marketing materials is where the print ad stuff is. Sales tools are operational instructions. They have industry-specific instructions and learning. Training events, usually we'll put calendar of events here, so if you want to see if there's something going on this weekend or you want to schedule a special event for you and your team, they'll show up here in your calendar. This link right here is for frequent asked questions. Like I said, there's only 20, maybe 25 frequent asked questions that happen all the time, so please take time to read those. The training videos, just watch them in order. It starts at number 1 and goes to about 14, and they cover everything that we talk about on our webinars, and they cover every aspect of how the software works. So you can watch it over and over again. In the print portal, this is one of our vendors. You can go there directly and order online. In your welcome letter, it tells you that one of our vendors you can order directly online because they have the materials already. We also give you another source of a print vendor that we found recently to be very, very aggressive on pricing. So you might want to try them. Brand Store is for merchandising materials that you might want to have handouts and giveaways to your customers. They'll automatically brand them for you. The prices are there. So everything from, giveaways to shirts and caps and, everything that you might want to have is all sitting there for you. Up here in the main header links, this is where you're going to normally do all of your business activity up here. So you will click on your customers, and here's where you're going to find all your customers. And if you have 100 customers or 1,000 customers, you can come in here and search. There's different filters to be able to find customers. This keyword search right here, if you knew a customer's name was Hank, you could type in Hank, and it would find everybody that has Hank on your files. So it's a very intuitive way to navigate around and find your customers. In your customer list, you can change the display. Of course, you can here have how many do you want to display per page. You can filter through pages. All the normal stuff you would expect in a big e-commerce site. This column will show your user's name. So when you set up a customer, this would be their username. This would be their point of contact, the email address. This would be the point of contact. And the rest of these are all pretty explanatory, right? Order count, how many times they've ordered. Their order history, you can click on here and see old orders. So if a customer says, oh, I ordered this before, you can click there and actually see. Quick order forms is how we actually create the quick orders. We set up those quick order forms for them to be able to just log in, order what they need. A new order is basically a counter ticket. So if you just wanted to create a quick order for the customer, like you just wanted to, they want 5 items, and you don't have to make a quick order form for them or a recurring order form for them. You can just go right there and order 5 items for them very simply. This is also where we create quotes. One of the ways we actually create quotes. There's a couple different ways we can create quotes. We can create quotes and email them to the customer. We can create quotes and have them sitting available for the customer when they log in. And we'll talk about that in level 2. And this button right here resends their username and password. So that's kind of how we navigate around to your customers. And we're going to dig in here a little bit. In a little while, we're going to actually create a customer. We're going to create a quick order form. And we're going to send them an email and do a few things. And we'll see how this all works. The next header up here is for some of your sales tools that you're going to use every day. So here would be your order management. I can actually go here and see what stage one of my orders is in. So I can click on there and see that my order for AMCO transmission has already been shipped, or it's pending. I can review those and click on them and drill into that order. Quote management, same thing. This is where we would be able to review quotes that we have pending for our customers. Coupon management is where we're going to create the special coupon codes for your customers. And you can create a dozen different coupon codes, and you can create programs and track different coupon programs, and you can see which one's being successful or not. The fundraising is exactly the same thing as the coupon code, but instead of giving the customer a discount, it actually is going to donate money back to whatever group you've assigned to that fundraiser. Creating a snap order is a way that we can email that snap order icon to the customer. So it'll show up in their email box, and when they then click on the email, an icon like this will automatically populate onto their desktop. So then, with this sitting on their desktop, they can come here and click on it anytime they want and order their items. In this particular case, I emailed a quote to the customer using this snap order icon. Daily Task List is a simple CRM tool, and there's instructions on that. But basically, you can check, do I need to follow up with a customer? Do I need to run a report? Do I need to get a bid for somebody? And it'll tie to that customer, and then you can view what was done or what needs to be done for a specific customer if you wanted to. For example, well, let me just come back to that 1 second, and we'll walk through all these in a minute. And the last column over here is usually another place you're going to be often. Here you can see your sales reports. So you can drill in here and see your sales activities, each order, You can find out the profit on different orders. If you have a team of people, you can actually drill down to the sales team member. You can actually even drill down to different customers or different fundraising or coupon campaigns and find out how profitable those are. So you can run the reports inside there. So let's navigate around here. We'll look around, and we're going to actually create a customer. We're going to create a quick order form. We're going to send some of these tools. We're going to use some of these tools so that you can see how they work. Now, at the end of today, I don't expect you to know how to do all this stuff. The idea is to show you what's available. Now, let me show you one more important tool. This tool right here, this live support, most of the time this is off. And it should not say live support, but that's just the way the default is. But this allows you to get access to our team almost right away. If you have a question about product support or something like that, you can type it in here, and it's going to actually get text to a number of the team members. And they can actually text you back. They can actually just text it back and say, okay, this is where you should find this, is how you should find it. Or it might be, we'll get it to you tomorrow. So even if this says offline like it does right now, go ahead and use it, because it'll end up getting text to a few different members of our team, and they'll try to answer your question. Nothing in our business is ever an emergency. I mean, if we have to give a quote to a customer or a bid to a customer or something like that, it's very, very unusual that somebody would run up to you and say, I need to have this by right now. And our business isn't that stressful. People are going to recur and order this stuff all the time. So once we educate the customer, once they start ordering regularly, it becomes very easy to do. Your whole job is then just customer service and being friendly with your customers. So if you have questions on a product, you can't find something, if you've read the frequently asked questions and you don't know the answer, use this live chat window and you'll get the answer. They'll try to get back to you quickly. Okay, so let's move on. I want you to understand the power of what we've created here. We've tried to work hard to create tools that will work for you, so that this is not solely a B2B kind of business opportunity, you know, it's where you have to create the relationships every single time. We've created ways to use social marketing tools, and we have them integrated already in your administration section for you. The coupon codes and the fundraising codes are really, really powerful tools, and you really want to learn how to use them. So let's talk about them just for a second. So I'm going to give you an overview of what's available. You can use some of the tools that we have to create links and affiliate tracking links from your own personal websites or social sites or LinkedIn or Facebook and things like that, your own blogs, your own websites. And you can actually drive customers to you through these affiliate links. Now, if I have a banner, for example, on my blog, and they click on the banner to save money, it'll drive them to Inkmark, but it'll actually attach that customer's visit to me. So if that customer buys them, I get the credit for that sale. Not only do I get the credit for that sale, that customer now is my new customer, and they show up in my book of business. So with just a little bit of effort, you could have hundreds or even thousands of links out on the internet that could potentially drive customers to you. So this is one program that you need to take advantage of. And you can expand this hugely if you just try. We've created dozens and dozens of different types of banners that you can take advantage of to place them all over the internet. We've also created articles and images that you can embed into articles and throughout any of your social marketing stuff that you can take advantage of that. So here's an example of how that works. I'm back on Inkmark.com. Let me show you my blog real quick. Here's a simple blog. It's a free blogger blog from Google. And, you know, it has dozens of articles and normal hyperlinks that you would expect to see in a blog. This could be my family blog. It could be anything I want to talk about, right? Any kind of social media stuff that's out there. The point is that we have available for you images, content for you to replicate your own. So you can build something if you want to. But if you use that affiliate tracking code that's on the back of your administration section, you can then put that hyperlink into these images, into the text, into the hyperlinks, and it'll drive customers to the website and again, attach them to you. So here's an example of exactly how it works. Here's my blog. If a customer clicks on this image right here, just like they would in Google, if they click on an image, it's going to take them to some website. So I clicked on the image and it drove me to InkMart. Well, great. But if you look in the URL, you'll see that it's got my name now. So it took my affiliate tracking code and put it into this customer's business automatically. So if I'm the customer now and I go to buy, it's automatically going to attach that customer to me. I got the credit for the sale, and more importantly, I have a new customer. So I can go after, they're going to show up in my book of business. So I can go after whatever other business they have. I try to expand that. I don't want the one-time sale. I want to follow up with that customer. I want to say, hi, Mr. Customer, thanks for ordering. What other equipments do you have? What other locations might you have? Do you have something at your house? Did you watch this video called Ordering Made Simple so you can see how simple this will be for you in the future? That way you can expand your business without working hard. When the customer checks out, it's like this on every e-commerce site, right? The customer could walk up to Barnes & Noble and buy a book and not have an account, right? They could just walk right up, say, I want this book, check out, and they're done. Well, that's a one-time sale. That would be bad for us. We want that recurring sale. So when that customer checks out, they're going to show up in your book of business. So now you can actually follow up with them. And because they check out, of course, they have to have their address, they have to have their email to get confirmation of the receipt, they have to have probably their phone number. So you have automatically ways to go back and contact that customer. So in your administration section, when that customer shows up as a new customer, you have that information to contact them. Every time that they order again, automatically they're attached to you. So you're going to get that business repeatedly over and over again. So you want to take advantage of these things. So that's how easy the affiliate tracking code actually works. You embed your special hyperlink into images, into hyperlink text, into your emails, everywhere over the internet, anywhere you could possibly do it. And those customers that then track through to the website become part of your book of business. Now, let's look at the other couple of powerful tools here. I want to make sure I get logged out of here for a minute. I want to make sure that I do not have any logins. Okay, so I'm back on InkMart. I'm going to open up a new browser real quick just to make sure that I don't have anything cached in the browser. So I'm at inkmart.com again. Now I'm going to be a customer. I'm just going to be a customer and walk up and want to order something and check out. And this happens all the time. A customer can just walk up, put a couple items in their shopping cart, check out, and boom, they're done. Well, we might make a few dollars that way, but it doesn't help us on the recurring sale. So we're not set up to do that. We don't want to be an e-commerce business. So here I put a few items into a shopping cart. Hopefully you can see this. I put 10 items in a shopping cart. The price now is $180. This is where that special coupon code comes in handy. This is the other major thing you want to learn about. We talked briefly about having a code on the back of your business card. This code can be used all over the place, and you can create a dozen different codes. But what happens on these codes is that if a customer enters the code when they check out, just like if they're at Macy's and they want to check out and they enter a code, they might get free shipping, or they might get so many dollars off, or free socks, or whatever. We can actually set up all kinds of rules like that and you benefit. Because you create that code, what happens is that customer gets a special message from you, you get that sale, and that customer shows up in your book of business. So then you get the recurring sales. Now, the coupon codes can be used in a number of different ways. Here's an example where you can use coupon codes and create internet ads or create print ads. And you can insert your own special coupon codes into these ads. So let's pretend on your blog or your email or your kid's school flyer, you have a display ad like this, and it has your coupon code in there. Well, when that customer uses that coupon code, they're going to get the benefit that you assigned. Let's pretend it's 5% off. They're going to get the benefit that you assigned, but you're also going to get not only that sale, you're going to get that new customer. And that's what I want you to really understand. So we've created these tools so that you have lots of opportunity to go after these customers. So here's an example. I'm going to type in my business card coupon code. And the reason I like the business card coupon code is because it's very simple to hand out a business card, right? If you're handing out a business card, you walk into your dentist office and they're all too busy and they got 5 printers printing like crazy and all these HEPA reports and all the stuff that they have to do. And you ask them just to tape this business card to their printer. When they're ready to order, type in that code and they're going to get some sort of special deal. That's all you got to say. So now the thing's taped to their printer. They said, okay, let's give Inkmart a shot. You haven't done any other sales pitch at all. They type in that code. They get the discount that you assigned, and you got a new customer, and you just got notified you got a new customer. Now you can follow up. Now you have a really good active customer. Now you can get all the rest of their business. So I typed in my business card coupon code, and I'm going to hit apply. A new line popped up. In this case, it says sales demo coupon. It's going to say your account name, your username coupon. And this, here's your special discount, thanks for ordering Drew, is a note that you can customize. So it can actually say what you want to say to reflect that particular different code. So if you're using that code for something special, let's say you have a code for a special group you want to go after, you can personalize that message to be that special group. And you can create dozens of these codes. And then you can run reports to see how effective these codes are working, to see if that campaign is good or not. So now I'm the customer. I looked at your business card. I typed in that special code. I got a little special note from you, and I received the discount that you provided. Very powerful. Very easy to do. It's all built in there for you for free. The same thing happened on the fundraising codes. The difference is, instead of providing a 8% or 5% discount, in this case $8.99, to the customer as a reduction in their price, it's going to assign that $8.99 to the fundraiser. So let's pretend you created a fundraiser code for your church, or your school, or your Boy Scouts, or your daughter's dance recital group. You can then create a special note here that says, Boy Scouts of America. And it will say, thanks for ordering, this amount was contributed. So it'll show the customer that $8.99 was contributed to Boy Scouts of America, or your special troop. It could be Troop 7385 of Boy Scouts. And it'll show them right there. So you personalize the experience for them. So the customer feels good about it. They can use the next page as their tax receipts. They're donating money. I don't know for sure they can use it. They more than likely can because it'll be a deduction. But you then can personalize that experience for them. Now you have all of these organizations that can help you raise money, help them raise money, help you get new customers. So let's pretend this is a church organization and the pastor or everybody who's in charge is telling everyone in the congregation, hey, use this code. You're going to buy these products anyhow. We get a special incentive. Well, now you got people promoting your coupon code and getting new books of business. It works exactly the same way. The code, you create a code, they put a code here, and you're either creating a coupon or you're creating a fundraiser code. So it becomes another very, very powerful tool. To the administration side, I'm going to show you a customer for a minute, and I'll show you what we can do with this. So I'm going to log in. I'm going to go to equine.com/admin. I'm going to log in as administrator. And let's stay on the coupon thing for 1 second, and then we're going to jump to creating a couple of customers and creating up a demo customer that you can actually show your customers what it would look like for them. And this is part of your sales process. And this whole thing might only take you an hour. But once you get a couple of different demo customers set up, then it becomes a really great sales tool. So on the coupon management, this is where you're going to find it. Okay, we can actually create coupons right here and fundraising codes right here. And it's a very simple process, and we're not going to cover that today. But there is a training video on it, and we do cover this in level 3 training class. But we can create all kinds of different rules and situations and attach them to fundraiser groups and all kinds of really exciting stuff that you can really take advantage of, so you want to learn how to do this. Let's look at a customer for a second. I'll give you an example of how you would create a customer as a tool. This customer right here, franchise group, I've created as a tool. And it shows up as Atlanta Toyota. And I can then show a car dealership, this is how easy it would be for them to order. That they could log in and see their sales department, and their printers or their equipment in their sales department is identified in a way that makes sense to them. In this case, it could be the person's name. Or it could be the product number. Sometimes if you go in a dealership where they'll have 40 printers, they'll just have a number. It'll say printer number 12, printer number 15. And there, the reorder sticker would be a big benefit. So you could actually have printer number 15 right on here so that they can walk right up and see it, very simple, and then they know who the point of contact is. But whichever way, it makes it very simple for the customer as part of the demo. And you can show the customer that they can then navigate to a different departments, their accounting department, sales department, very easily navigate around and find equipment that might be for that specific department. So now you cut down a lot of the logistics for them, a lot of the headache. You can say, look what would happen in your administration department. I would have it set up so that it's very easy for you to find Jamie's printer, Janet's printer, whatever, or that item number. And by demonstrating this, it becomes very simple for them. They go, oh, they see it. They can visualize it. Oh, yeah, that makes it very simple to order. And the way the whole system is designed is this can be edited on the fly on both the administration side and the customer side. So if we lost James, for example, and this is one of the reasons they do this, put numbers instead of names, this could be Van's printer. And all we'd have to do is copy and paste Van's printer to his pieces of equipment and hit save, and now all of a sudden, that's all Van's printer. And so when you demonstrate this to a customer, they go, wow, that's really simple. So this is what you want to achieve. You're going to want to achieve a couple demo customers. And you're going to pick a couple of industries that make sense to you so you can go after that specific vertical market for a minute. Like you might want to hit all of the dentist offices in your town. Because once you get into that groove, then it becomes very simple. You kind of understand the dentist. You can say, oh, Dr. Johnson, Dr. Fred, Dr. Smith are all buying from us. And they're saving money. You should too. And you know, you can create it like this so that they can visualize it, they can see it. This really, really works well on just about any company. Set up a demo company, set up a fake company, and create a couple of those vertical markets that you want to go into. And you'll find this to be very beneficial for you. So let's go ahead and build a customer, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me get rid of this demo customer real quick. So to add a new customer, we get to our administration side. You know, let me back out for 1 second. Let's go back to that car dealership for 1 minute. I actually want you to see what the customer is going to see. And this is why you kind of want to create this demo. Because let's back out and let me show you something. I'm going to log out for a minute, and I'm going to show you what the customer would see when they log in. Now, once you create an account for a customer, they can log in using a normal username and password just like they would at any giant e-commerce store, right? So in this case, I'm just going to log in using the username and password. Hopefully I remember that account number. And there I logged in, and up in the corner now it says Atlanta Toyota. So this is what the customer would see. The facing part that they log into is exactly what they normally see. It looks exactly like when they visited the website. So it's very intuitive for them. They can navigate around. If they've navigated and looked around, nothing changes. So it becomes very friendly. The customer now, once they've logged in, have two places to go. They can go either to their quick order forms, or they can go to their My Accounts button. If they go to their My Accounts button, what they first see is your image or your logo and your contact information and any special notes that you want to put up here for the customer. From here, they can visit around and change their passwords, or they can set up a new credit card. They can look at any of their old orders. They can do all the stuff you'd expect from a big e-commerce type store. They can also look at quotes. Now, if we built a quote for them, they can come right to this quote tool, and it can be sitting there waiting for them. Or from here, they can actually go to the quick order form and see the order forms that are designed for them to make it simple for them to order. If the customer logs in, they also could shortcut to the quick order form right here. And if they shortcut to the quick order form, again, your picture, image, your contact information, your special note can show up for them. But here is their sales department. That's what you want to show them. You want to set up the demo so that when they log in and they click the quick order form, bingo, their office is set up, and this is how easy it is for them to order. You set up a couple customers like this as a demo, you will win and convert a lot more customers, because then they can visualize, they can see it. I'm the customer, Atlanta Toyota sales department, or the procurement person. I look at this and go, wow, that's how easy it is for me to do it? Yes. And if you want this to be dentist printer, or you want this to say number 47, number 12 printer, fax machine, whatever we want to do, we can assign it that way, so it's very simple for you to order. And we can toggle around to your different departments. So if you want to get to your accounting department, you want to get to your sales department, you want to get to your service department, you can click a button and find those pieces of equipment at that department. Now, all of a sudden, it's a compelling story, very compelling. So they can get this. People can visualize this. They can understand that. Okay, and this can work on any kind of department or any kind of business, a small business or a big business. If this is a small business and they only have 3 printers, well, you can put all 3 printers on one page. If it's a huge business and they have multiple stories, we just did one group that had 100 and I think it was 8 or 109 printers in their big office. Logistically, that's a nightmare for some procurement person. Well, we can then divide it up, and it would make absolutely no sense to obviously have 100 printers on one page. So we can divide this up to be first floor, second floor, third floor, you know, west wing, sales department, accounting department, what makes sense for the customer. And all can be edited on the fly, and it's very easy to do. So you want to see how easy this is, okay? So Again, set up your couple dummy customers and show customers how easy this is. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I need to log out the customer side. Remember, I'm on the customer-facing side right now. And I'm going to log into the administration side. So to log into the administration side, I need to go to admin again and use my username and password. And I've logged in on the administration side. I go to customers. Here's my list of customers. To add a new customer, we try to make it as intuitive as possible. Here's a button, add new customer. So not to bore us to go through every single step, let's show you what this is. When you add a new customer, you click add a new customer and you just follow the bouncing ball. You fill in the blanks. It should automatically select you as the sales rep. If you're going to have, if you want to assign this customer to somebody else in your team, you can do that also. So you can then assign this sales rep and you can type in assign it to Robert, for example. When you create a customer, very helpful for you to have that worksheet, the site assessment sheet. Because what we talked about on this earlier was that because of the site assessment worksheet, you have all their contact information. You know the point of contact. You know what you might want for their password or usernames and things like that. So they're sitting there waiting for you. So it becomes very easy for you then to add the customer because you just follow, you just type in what's there. Obviously, you could staple a business card there, but it's the same thing. And then you need this information over here on what their equipment is going to be. Now, if you're going to set up a quote for a customer, you're going to need this information anyhow. So this is all how you do it, okay? So you're going to create a user account for the customer and enter their contact information. It's very simple. When you enter a new customer, you have to authorize them. And when you authorize them, this allows them then access to the account. If you unauthorize them, they will not be able to have access to the account. Now, when I enter a customer's username, let's say this is going to be Ace Demo. Okay, that's going to be their username. It's going to ask me, do I want to send them a registered email? And when I save this customer, it's going to automatically then send this customer a registered email. And what that means is that it's going to send them an email that says welcome, and it's going to give them their username and password. And it basically looks like this. And it'll say, here's their username and their password. When you set up a customer for the first time, I recommend not doing that until you're ready. And you've got them all set up and you want to make the presentation work really well. So you fill in the blanks and you go to the billing information. Now billing is what's attached to their credit card. Like anytime you check out on the e-commerce site, they always ask you, what is your billing address, right? So that it attaches to their credit card to the zip code in the mailing, you know, and so that that's attached to their credit card. Understand, the billing is attached to their credit card. And you can put the contact person's name here. So just follow the blank. If the billing and the shipping are the same, just click the box. And then it'll automatically format that. Now there's a video on all of this stuff, so just don't worry about it. You can go back and watch this over and over again. When you have a company that has multiple shipping addresses, you can actually have it so when they check out or when you check out for them, they can select where they want those items shipped to. So let's take a look at a customer for a second, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. If I click on this customer, franchise group, and I look at the shipping info, they have multiple shipping addresses, and in each location they have a point of contact. You can, just by clicking the button, add multiple shipping addresses, and when they check out, they use a little pull down where they want to ship to. So it becomes very convenient for a company that has multiple locations. Or in this particular example, they have the body shop or the used car department and the new car department, and they want to ship to a different place. Because now you've made their life easier again. And what's going to happen is there's going to be a default. And all this means is that when the customer checks out, it's going to select one location to be the main shipping location. And unless they change it or select a different location, it's just going to automatically send it to them. So you can then select any one of the locations to be the default shipping address, but of course, when you or the customer checks out, you can select where you want to ship to. So we entered the customer information, we entered the billing information. If it was the same or different shipping information, we enter that. We can actually go in and enter payment information for the customer if we have it. We don't need to do this. We can, the customer can check out and they can use their own credit card when they check out, and there's no problem. If we know the customer and we have their credit card information, we can add their information for them. If it's a state or federal account, we can automatically give them credit terms. We have special forms that you fill out, but we can assign credit rules up for city, state accounts, schools, certain businesses. We've set rules that you can give instant credit for. We do not want you to give credit to normal businesses. This is a consumable product. They do not need credit to buy paper. We have rules that you can get involved in if you want to give somebody, 30-day billing cycles. But understand that this is not normal. People will buy and pay with their credit card or pay on delivery for consumables. Also, when you set up a customer, you can actually create some little notes for yourself. Like you can create a new contact manager note that says, this is a new customer and I need to have a bid done by a certain date, or I'm going to go make my presentation to them. All of this stuff is very intuitive, and once you start looking around, and once you start watching the videos, it becomes very easy to understand. So let me let's take information, then you can just start adding products, and let's go ahead and do it, and we'll show you what it's like. So we're going to use AMCO for this example, okay? So AMCO, we've already put in their information. We've set up their billing information. They only have one location, so that's not an issue at all, okay? So we come over here to the quick order form. In this case, you'll see that the quick order form is completely blank. And they're all going to be this way. Normally in the title here, it'll say just ink and toner by Inkmark. And the first thing that you do is rename this title. In this case, AMCO South Main Street. And then you would just hit rename. If this was AMCO, South Jackson Street, it's just simple to do live. And we'd hit rename, and it would rename that pull down. Okay? It's that simple to do. Everything is that intuitive. If there's something here you want to change, like this quote, and we're done with that quote, we hit delete. If we want to add another location, we hit add new. Everything about the website we try to create so it's intuitive. I'm going to rename, I'm going to delete, I'm going to add new, I'm going to add products, I'm going to delete products, this kind of stuff, okay? That's how easy we want it to be. So if I want to add now their South Main Street, let's call it North Main Street to show the difference. There's North Main Street, and I want to create another location here in their pull down. I just say go ahead and add new. And it's going to take what I typed in there, add a new, and now we have a pull down. That becomes very, very simple, guys, when you want to create how you want to build it for your customers' demo. AMCO only has 3 printers, right? They have a front office printer, they've got this service department printer, and they might have a fax machine in their office. So we're going to throw all of them on one page. That's easy. If the guy owns multiple locations, well, then we can add these different locations and throw those specific products on that location, and then when they check out, they can select that location to ship to. It becomes very simple for the customer. All right. So we're on North Main Street. To add products, it's as simple as scroll to the bottom and click the button that says Add Products. When we make product changes, we hit Save. If we're going to create an order for the customer ourselves, we're doing our normal routine follow-up, we create an order. Try to make it intuitive. Add products. When we add products, the dialog box pulls up. If we know which product we're going to use, it's very simple to add. So now there's videos on this, and you can watch the videos. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a product. When you want to add a product, use the plus. Do not check the box. It's going to select everything underneath that box. So if I want to add a product, I look on my sheet, so I have my list of products. And this person has a Brother fax machine. So I'm going to keep clicking until I find the Brother fax machine series, and I click on the item. Then the items are going to populate that are attached or that are associated with that particular piece of equipment. In this particular case, I can select the OEM, and I can select compatible. Now, if I say OK right now, it's going to put it right into that quick order form. But because they also have a printer in their service department, I'm going to go ahead and go back to my checkbox here, and I'm going to keep going, drilling down on my Christmas tree, and I'm going to find their printer that they have for their service department. And I'm going to select the printer again. I'm going to check in the box. I'm going to select the printer, and I'm going to select the items that they need for that particular printer. And I can keep doing this multiple times. But I'm just going to say OK now. I can keep going back and selecting multiple printers. But here's what happened. We added a customer. We added a couple different locations. We just added a couple different items to that location. That's simple to do. Now from here, you got to remember where you're at here for a second. You can do the same exact thing on the administrative side and do the same exact thing on the front end, the consumer side. But here, I can name this now to what makes sense to that customer. In this particular case, this is the OEM fax machine piece. I can look right there and see that that's the Brother fax machine, so it's very simple for me to do. And this is the fax that's not OEM. And so that makes these the Dell. Okay? Now, the way they populate will never be in order. It can't be in order. There's so many different part numbers, so many different product IDs. These things will never be in order. So we allow over here for you to be able to sort the order index. So if you want to make the fax machine sit up on top, then you make the Dell pieces sit together. And there's a video on this too, guys, so just watch. I'm going to put the fax machine items as number 1, and I'm just going to let all the other Dells be anything but number 1. And when I hit save, it's automatically going to save all of these references and set the order index also. I can also affect the price. So let's pretend this is too cheap, and I need to make it $38. And this one is too cheap. For 38 to set 27, so I'm going to make this $29. If I hit save now, we just built a quick order form for the customer. So we built the quick order for the customer. We put the fax machines up on top. We affected the price, and we grouped the Dells together. That's how easy it is to build. Now, once I've built this, the customer can log in and order right now. I can now send the customer that registration email, and they can just log in and they can order. That simple. So literally within a couple minutes, you can add a customer, add multiple locations, add multiple shipping addresses, add multiple products, and make it super simple for the customer. Now, there's a lot more to this, and we can go on and on for hours, and that's what those training videos that we have up for you. You know, how to send them an icon, how to, do different things for them. Let me log in. We'll sum all this up in just one more minute, and we'll let you guys go. But if we log in as a customer right now, they could see this location, and they can order instantly. So I'm going to go back real quick to my customer for just 1 second. And I'm going to change this password so that I can show you what we just did. So remember what the password is, otherwise I won't know what to do. Hit save. I'm going to log out. Now let's pretend I'm the customer right now and they're all ready to go. I can come in as a customer. I log in as a customer. Betty Johnson is our point of contact. I can click on the quick order form now, and there's the quick order form we just created. That's how easy it is for the customer. Now they can just add the items they want to shopping cart and check out, and it's done. You have many tools, and we cover about this in the next training video, how to then introduce this to the customer, how to send them a stamp order icon, how to place it on the desktop, how to make the presentation better. But that basically covers level 1. We're not trying to teach you how to do everything. We're trying to show you what is available for you and show you where to start learning and where to start practicing so this becomes very fluid. So we're going to conclude this, and we'll look forward to the next training webinar. Okay, so that'll do it for today.